Tavern door laughing, mug held high like a shining blade. Hat full of charts and bad ideas, boots still wet from the wake she made. Coffee starts dark as midnight, steam curls up like a ghostly wave. Says, pour me a storm and a tankard, I've a legend to misbehave. Crow's nest, little round scout in a tattered vest. Squash them the skeptics, start shouting. Points to the line where the sky bends west. These seas are mine, horizon fine. Starlit sky, fakers cry. Treasure in the depths below, mysteries in the undertow. Skies of wonder, waves of truth.
I haven't changed my. I'm getting an echo. Okay. I'm glad Kenny's in the chat. I'd love to know what Kenny thinks about what I'm going to rant. One of the things I'm going to rant about. But let's do a quick hello for everybody. Start with Caroline. Caroline in the chat. Hey, sweetie. Hello, Laura. Ray-Ban. Hey, Rob, you sweetheart. How are you doing? Betty. Hey, Betty. Hope you're okay today. Carla in the chat. Sorry, I am going to crow the chat a little bit because I don't want to. Oh, have you still got snow, Carla? That sucks. I mean, we really have dodged it this year for the most part. So, off to share. Hey, Pomp. Thank you, sweetie. Raven, I'm not surprised you're tired, Raven. I stayed as long as I could last night, but I was exhausted. I think we've been on, do you know how long, 2.5 hours Joe went for. And I tried for a bit and then crashed. Rob, you treasure. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Thank you for that. If anybody in the chat got I don't know if they're going to people in the chat at the moment, but if anybody got one from Rob, please show him some love. Hey, Wayne. Aussie Cat. Hey. Oh, voice is going. How are you doing? Hey, Sherry Ann. You lovely. The chat. Saw myself in the video. Yeah, that was one of the times you were on the live, and I podcasted it. Because it was an interesting discussion. So trouble with live streams is they get lost after, you get some rewatch, but then they kind of disappear into the ether. And so sometimes when I've done a live stream that I think is worth staying in people's minds or having a chance to see it again, I will actually edit it down to a podcast and then put it out as content. I want to talk about content, actually. So, Punky B, hey. I don't think I missed anybody. Yell at me if I've missed anybody. Is Elaine in? I missed Elaine. Blanket hello to Sarah and all. I'm on standby for a fox rescue. Oh my goodness. Lionheart, hello. There is a poll at the top of the chat, guys, if you haven't hit it already. Can you please hit it? 'Cause I really would like to know how you feel about this. There's Elaine. Hey, Elaine. A rant from Sarah, popcorn. I think Justin will agree with me as well, actually. Which is going to be bizarre, and I may feel as though, I need to get my head back on straight afterwards. Oh, is the rugby on? It didn't last very long either. I felt bad. I really tried. I think I lasted about an hour or so lurking, but I was so tired. Justin got a new jumper. John's got a new motor, and Justin's got a new jumper. Miss Joe's. It's a good stream. It's a good live. Pickish, the one Crow put on Justin, don't know why, but I immediately thought Paranormal Jumper Podcast. There you go. Rebrand, Justin, rebrand. You probably noticed I changed my thumbnail at the last minute. This isn't an instant thing. It's been bubbling up for some time. But I don't know if I'm the only one that looks at my feed. And I follow just about everybody, by the way, in the community. Because, hey, Little Miss Mayhem. Sometimes I can't see any paranormal in my feed. I don't think we've lost sight of the paranormal, but the playground antics, trolls and drama really takes away from the subject. Yeah, that is part of the big problem. I think that's when I started really getting annoyed with it, because drama isn't content, and I'm not saying that some things shouldn't be covered, because absolutely they should. You know what happened to Seg should. But I do feel like Seg was the one that needed to be the main person discussing it. And, you know, if you're directly involved, yes, but you know, I'm just going to be blunt. Yeah, fuck it. Yeah, there's too many people using it for content, using it on live streams as an excuse to sort of get the people in, and just regurgitating what we already know. I did actually keep saying, you know, if there's more news, you'll hear it from Seg, or you'll hear it from somebody who's directly involved. And I'm not saying people shouldn't have an opinion. I would be the last person to say that, but it's like, you know, I mean, I'm on a new mission now to be getting more content out. I'm putting a video out tomorrow that I've been working on for a couple of days that not everybody's going to like. I'm going to be honest, because I'm not holding back. And ironically, this is drama. But just want to get back to seeing more of the paranormal content, because one of the problems is there's so much chaos going on. That's where I think a lot of people's attention is directed, is at the drama. And you're getting, I'm not purposely missing anybody out here. There's just the first two that come to the top of my head because they've only just come out. It's like Crow's Ghost Theory. It's like Seg, Steve of the Dead. I mean, you know, doing all right, but they should be getting much higher views than they are. You know, Crow's Ghost Theory video was superb. And you know, there are other videos that are coming out that you look at the views, and people just aren't watching content, and it's because we are a live community, yes, but it's not just about the lives. I mean, I do a lot of lives, especially with the art stream. I mean, my art streams now are turning into helping myself create content for future videos coming out, because I'm using my real artwork. So they are actually a good way for me to actually get work done. But I'm sorry, guys, I feel we need more content. I feel we need to get back to the paranormal. I'm as guilty as anybody, because I always go by my chat for the live streams for the most part. And often if I put a poll up, it's because I want to actually talk about something. But we need to remember why we're here. And actually the video I'm putting out tomorrow, you know, part of the reason these videos occur is because of the drama, it's because of the non-paranormal content. You know, it needs to be stronger. My opinion, it needs to be stronger, and I take my own responsibility for that as well. And by the way, Justin, I'm not having a go at you, because your podcast's different, because they're subject orientated. You're either interviewing somebody or you're doing a specific subject with the Chimps Tea Party. That's different, but you know, and sometimes we just want to chill on a live. I mean, it often happens with mine. You know, just chat and just talk about anything. But taking away the focus from the paranormal isn't why we're here. Yeah, ranting coming. Sorry, that's actually me calmed down. Actually, to be honest, I put no, but I would have agreed to a 50-50 more. I still think there's paranormal. Yeah, I'm not saying it's not there, Elaine. I agree with you. It was just hard to do the poll. It is still there, and I know that if I start a paranormal discussion in my live, or Crow does in his, or anybody does in their lives, you know, people are really into it. They're great. But it's like, it's more a concern about content. It's more a concern about, you know, I mean, I love the investigations, etc., but, you know, paranormal in general, and done responsibly. I'm not saying, you know, talk about anything, but I'm being optimistic, yeah. So I know exactly what you're about to say, and I feel exactly. Yeah, I've got a feeling I've seen comments like that from you before. I can do without the drama, focus on the claims. There you go. That's the thing. It should never be personal. It should never be he said, she said. It should be, yeah, there's always going to be drama. There's always been drama in this community, but it should be on the claims. It should be on paranormal discussion, not on anything else. This shows Sarah, yeah. The gloves are off. Yeah, sorry. Peculiar occupancy. Back to business. It's the reason why I keep the Tea Party stuff purely about aspects of the paranormal and not slating groups of people. Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty much sure that Justin is the same as me, and we will. I mean, I probably rant a little bit more than Justin does, but I sort of sit there, and I've been doing that this week and thinking, you know, I'm too. I spend too often sort of thinking, oh, I can't say that. You know, I've got to be careful what I say, blah blah blah, and I don't know, I'm just exploding. And like I say, I take this. I mean, I've had you guys know I've got health issues. You guys know I've got problems at home. So, but I've got to find a way of getting that content out there. And even if I don't get many views on my content, even if I do really well on my live streams, but I get very few views on my content comparatively. But that's fine so long as it's there. And the reason I do the content when I do it in the way I do it is I want people, if they find me, say, for the first time, and they look back at my channel and they see what subjects I'm covering, they can see a paranormal channel. You know, they can see that that is what I'm about. Because I have other channels that I put different things on. If it's on this channel, it's either paranormal or it's discussing the paranormal and debunking community. I don't veer off to anything else. A live stream about a live stream that's reaction to a live stream that, yeah, it's, I'm sorry guys, that's easy live streaming. It's doing it, and I'm just going to say it's doing it for the clicks and views. If you've got things to say about it, it's called, on YouTube it's called transformative content. I mean, my video tomorrow actually is going to be looking at 2 live streams, but it's because of the content within that live stream that I'm criticizing. It's because it was done in live streams, not, if they'd been done in videos, I'd be doing the same video. But yeah, it's like, oh, and replaying entire videos and live streams. It's like, have you heard of terms of service? Somebody's done that to me before. They played the whole thing, and I've not done anything because I know who it was, and I thought, leave it alone. I've got no problems with people using my content, but you know, just sitting and playing somebody's whole live stream or whole video. And some people will literally just sit there and stop it and go, yeah, you see what I mean? And then restart it. It's like, that's not even reacting. I love Sarah ranting now, holding my, I know it doesn't happen very often. Debbie, sweetie, hey. I blame Kenny. Kenny was late to Joe's last night, but it was gold. A slight tiff with Seg. It was lovely to see. Justin is innocent for a change. I know. I told you this was going to be a bizarre one. I agree with Justin. I blame Justin. There you go. And this is why you never win in this community, because there's not going to be any give on either side there. But normally I'd blame Justin as well. Why should she hold back? Why should any of us as well? So the thing is, this is what I know some people sort of don't quite get the head wrapped around, this holding back and this doing it a certain way. And I know that and I know Pomp's one of them. This is not a dig, Pomp. I get where you're coming from. In real life, I'm very similar. But as a content creator, you know, I have to think, especially in a community. I would be in so much more trouble if I was a channel on my own. I really would be. But because I'm in a community, I won't do or say anything that's going to affect other people adversely. So that's often why I hold back. But it's just the way you say it. We totally need more content. I miss the content. Me too. Me too. Justin's fault. Oh, there you go. Kenny's winning. It's the dark side of the paranormal that's causing trouble, not focusing on finding the evidence or finding the truth. Work with debunkers, don't fight. We all want the truth. Yeah. I mean, the thing is, I remember 2 years ago, just over 2 years ago, when Kenny first sort of came into the community on a regular basis, and how well Kenny just, it only took about a month or so for Kenny just to slot right in. You know, Kenny doesn't, you know, people who sort of outright believers, he's respectful, etc., you know, vice versa. This is why I get so annoyed. I'll mention it in the video, by the way. This is why I get so annoyed about the community being called an echo chamber. There might be little pockets of that, but it's not. You've got wildly contrasting opinions. And it's how you work together or discuss it with each other without the drama getting involved. Look, where's the loyalty? Justin, you should know better. It's like I said to Beardo, it's, yeah, I probably, was it in your podcast? That is, when I was researching, I've actually just ordered my Bible for fan culture. It took me ages to find it because I lost my copy when I left work, and I used it all the time. And it's an academic book from the 90s called Textual Poachers by Henry Jenkins. And I lost my copy, and I was looking, and you know, even on Kindle they wanted £50 for it. And I looked on Amazon, they wanted 100. I've actually found a copy, an old copy on eBay for £13, I think. I was elated. And so I have done a lot of study on basically fan culture and people who are really into certain subjects, and it does become tribal, you know. It really does become tribal, and that doesn't help. I don't enjoy the he said, she said back and forth. Get to exploring, investigating, and researching the claims. Yeah, the best way to counteract any argument is to get out there, or whether it's literally physically getting out there and doing the investigating, or in my case, because I can't get out anywhere, in my case it's doing the research, it's getting hold of the literature, it's, you know, whatever, you know, go do the he said, she said, not on that basis, but on finding different forms of evidence that you can have the discussion with. Stop seeking reassurance. But Kenny, this guy said this, and she's, yeah, I quit watching as the drama's been overwhelming. I know a few people who message me who said, I've just not been watching at the minute, Sarah, because I just can't take all the drama. It's happening again this week. I was dealing with people yesterday about drama, and I had to tell them I've got a video coming. But yeah, and it's taking long term people from who've been in the community for a long time, and I mean, you know, who've been in either for months or even years, and they're just not around anymore because all they see, you know, they pull their feet up and all they're seeing is anything but actual paranormal content. I think there's room for both. People have the right to respond to criticism, but not of the sacrifice of paranormal content. Yeah, everybody has the right to respond. Everybody. If it's directly, especially if it's directly aimed at them, part of the problem is that everybody, you know, you then get several other people putting their two pennies in, and it just, you know, stirs the pot, or all right, comment on it. That's what I do as a channel partly, is comment on this stuff, but it's too much. I want to learn. If all I hear is bitching back and forth, yeah, I mean, I have to say it's sad, but I'm having to look elsewhere online, on YouTube. I mean, I don't just use YouTube for my research, but, very few channels am I watching at the moment to sort of get extra info. It's probably good. It's making me read more. I'm having problems with Discord at the moment. I don't. I'm not sure about Discord. I've just paid for another month. You're absolutely right, Sarah. I'm quite sure this nonsense is the reason why people like Mythos lose the desire to create content for that very reason. I have to say, I mean, I could piss and moan about Mythos. He's here, he's not, he's here, he's not. But I'm not going to, because the number of times I've thought, I rely on the little income thread that this produces. I'm not going to lie. I'm not a full-time YouTuber or anything, but because of I can't get out and I've got to restart the business, I do need it. But I have to say, sometimes I think, oh, shall I just? And people would understand. I know my chat would understand. I know my community would understand. I sometimes think, oh, shall I just say I'm just going to take a week off? And I can't bring myself to do it because I tend to think I need to keep going. But I get why people just think, oh, I've had enough. Mythos has said he's coming back. I think he's focusing on history. He put I can't remember if it was on YouTube or Facebook. I saw it today. That he's coming back. It was quite incredible last night to listen to Seg as he talks in one continuous 30-minute sentence at a time. What did you say in the chat? Where are the full stops, Seg? Yeah. And ironically, he was talking continuously about how Steve from Steve's House of the Dead doesn't shut up. I'm thinking there's irony here somewhere. So, well, football fans they're still fans. And I don't know if it's happened elsewhere, but I know up here the two main teams are Sunderland and Newcastle. And in terms of fandom, both, I'm assuming they both still have it, both teams have a fanzine, have a magazine. And even those fight with each other, So what textual poaching, by the way, means the book is about what fans do with the text. So things like books, songs, videos. It's from the 90s, but if Jenkins wrote it today, he'd be talking about YouTube. And yeah, that happens in football as well. Football is a fandom. They have their fan magazines, and I'm sure they have their forums and their YouTube channels. I wish Justin would do drama and crap content so I can unsub from him, but he doesn't, so stay loyal. Yeah. Drop the quality of it, Justin, so Rob could disappear. Good afternoon, John Boy. What? No, I'm not talking about drama specific, John Boy. I'm just talking about we need to get back to paranormal content. I'm talking about what's been happening the past couple of months, really. It's nothing new. Sarah's doing a video on full-on ramp road. Yeah, there are some people who are going to get upset by what I've said, by the way. But I'm tired of people making excuses for the guy. Oh my God, agreed. Everyone has lost sight of the point of these channels. I've been thinking the same. Yeah. It's supposed to be a paranormal community. So, and I love paranormal content. Yeah, I mean, I watch so few videos now because then there's no other ones I want to watch. And I want to watch more. The only drama I want is whether white chocolate is nice or not. It's not. Debunked. It's yucky. I've been in a few channels that spent the entire time saying hi to everyone and then infighting with some of those people. Yeah. Yeah, I know some of those channels. It's like, oh my god. Enough. Justin's fault. Kenny's just reminding everybody. It's Justin's fault. Screw you, Kenny. See, it's so nice when two pillars of the community are in the chat leading by example. He's always right. Leave Justin alone. Jumpers are so out of style. See, this kind of drama I can put up with. I'm learning different things about the paranormal all the time, thanks to Beardo and Kenny and legit paranormal channels. Yeah. And it should all, any form of research or investigation, paranormal or not, should always be moving forward. And it can't move forward if people are being distracted with, crap. Hey Friday, how are you doing, darling? Good to see you. No, nothing comes back in fashion thanks to Justin. Stop sticking up for it. James isn't in, I don't think. He was in right at the beginning. I think it was about 4 hours ago. John Boy, the high-end fashion houses are making fishermen's jumpers as we speak. Would be surprised. Good hour in it, never hurt anyone, right? I'm only James when James Upton is not around. There you go. I still can't believe I used to teach James. Apparently, according to him. I was just about to explain. Oh, yeah, second chance. Just call me Friday, it clears it up. Okay. That does sound like Punky Bee. Good night. No problem. You have some sweet dreams. Just in the trendset. I understand why some channels get away from the paranormal. There are only so many knowable things that we can say about the subject before people lose interest. Yeah, I mean, speaking as, I don't know, cultural analyst and historian, I'm actually going to be going backwards. I'm going to be looking at history and mythology and stuff as well, but from a cultural, because that's my strength, is cultural analysis. Looking at the time of production, I've got several things I'm working on. Because I am a firm believer that you can't forget about the past, and the way things were done in the past. That's how we learn, by standing on those shoulders. Caroline, member for 18 months, awesome. I like it when you say what you really think. I should do it more often, guys. I need to stop messing about and just say it. Because the thing is, I've been passionate about the paranormal, genuinely loved the paranormal since I was a kid. Since I had that big Reader's Digest, I was about 7 or 8 years old. I had that big Reader's Digest encyclopedia called Amazing Stories. And I used to just, I've still got it somewhere, I must find it. But I used to just read back and forth through that for hours, you know. And it had everything in there. It had ghosts, it had aliens. It had, when Justin did those paranormal pictures, that the one of the foot in the fireplace, the spontaneous combustion one. You know, it's like, oh, that's where I first saw that photograph. The photographs I'm covering in a video I'm going to be doing finish. Well, I've started it, finishing soon, about fake paranormal photography. You know, this is where I first saw a lot of those photographs. Um, this is why, you know, I'm going to sound, I don't know, like an old person, or, you know, a luddite, or whatever you want to call me, but yeah, this is why sort of let's keep going with the printed and looking at the books and looking at the literature and looking at the journals, because YouTube's great in that, and the internet is more permanent than it used to be. You know, things don't disappear. When I did fanzines, and I loved doing my fan magazines, and in the early 2000s, it came to the point, well, what's the point? Everybody's online now. I didn't like building web pages, but to me, web pages weren't permanent. They would be there 1 minute and gone the next. And that happens less now. But there's such a wealth of literature to look through, and to you know, even if it's just looking through it, which is what I'm going to be doing, and looking at it about for in terms of when it was actually written, and how we actually view it now. You know, that's two different things, but you know, the stuff is there. There's a wealth of stuff that's there that is more than talking to walls. Sorry. Um, there are a host of other facets related to paranormal and even more theories to be covered. All that falls under speculative conversation. That can be fun. Yeah, I mean, a lot of what I'm going to be covering is speculative conversation, but I will be doing it responsibly. I will be doing my research. I'll be doing it in terms of an analyst. I'm not saying this is true, you know. I won't be saying, oh, do you know, back in ancient times when they had a total eclipse, it was the gods being pissy with them, or it was a dragon eating the sun. You know, that's what they thought it was. We can look back on it now and it was the eclipse. Come on. Um, but it doesn't mean that sort of history and belief and cultural belief should be ignored. Justin's guest this week is Katie Hopkins. You wouldn't stand a chance. Um, the only problem I would have with, oh, I know I'm going to come up against with some of the stuff I'm going to be covering, is it very much will be speculative conversation. It will be cultural analysis. I won't be sitting there, like I said, saying this was real, you know. But there are going to be people in the chat or in the comments that are going to say, no, this actually happened. This was the way it worked, and that's going to be the biggest problem to deal with. I'd be throwing tomato. She's still around, because I haven't. Mind you, I don't look at that sort of TV anymore, but is she still around? Speculative conversation sounds like, yeah. I mean, yes, it relies on your chat or on your comments, sort of being respectful, and you can't always. But I rarely. I mean, you can probably count on one hand the number of. And I'm talking about the comments underneath my videos. You can probably count on one hand the number of comments I've deleted over the lifetime of it being a paranormal channel. And if I've deleted one, it's because they've been horrible to somebody in the comments, not because they've disagreed with me. I don't believe in deleting comments. So I just I feel like how Penny does it. Well, actually, I have had I did email Kenny at one point and sort of say this, and also when Kenny came in and says, "Oh, I was in the video," that particular podcast, Kenny came on because he heard me talking about. Kenny's actually the reason. I'll just refresh. Kenny's actually the reason this really turned into a paranormal channel, because Pro shouted me out. I was still an art channel, and I was going to put some paranormal in there, but I was actually watching one of Kenny's lives. This was Christmases ago, and I was getting triggered because some of the stuff was being said. But I thought, no, if I'm going to cover the paranormal, I need to pull in my research because I can't sort of make these claims, because I believe the community needs Kenny to act as that safety valve, if you like, that people don't go off too much on a, away with the fairies, no pun intended. And what Kenny does for me, I don't agree with everything Kenny says. I know Kenny doesn't agree with everything I say, but what Kenny does for me is he reminds me, I'm not talking about personally, I watch him and he reminds me that I need to be even more responsible than I would be anyway at the way I'm going to be presenting a lot of the information I'm presenting over the next few months. Petals! Hello everybody listening in while getting ready for a day with the grand littles. Hugs for all. You have to have a disclaimer in order to speculate how you've made assumptions about things we can't know. So long as that is clear, you can hypothesize all day. It's just a conversation. Exactly. It's how you actually it's how you actually express yourself. It's how you actually combat the information that's there. And basically doing deep dives as possible rather than just stating things as fact. I vented my opinions to her on Twitter years ago. She is. I'm surprised. I've not seen her around for a bit. Hey, Cass. No problem. You get on with what you need to get on with, sweetie. I've never liked. She was really vile that day. Couldn't keep my mouth shut. Well, she never bloody censors herself, does she? If there's non-UK people in here, it's just a real loudmouth woman who just has an opinion on everything. I think she was on The Apprentice, the UK version of The Apprentice. She upsets a lot of people. I left longer message. Happy Saturday. Bye again. Bye, Cass. Thank you for the $4.99, sweetie. I really appreciate you. Woohoo! 17 months, Raven. I've been enrolled with this project from the start, so it's exciting to find new. Okay, that's awesome, Cass. That's awesome. I might use that one. If you are having technical problems, Ryan, I'm sorry to hear that. Payoff will be best high you can get. Yeah. Cass works hard on projects. Driving you nuts at the moment. Yeah, I'm hoping I should be able to get my new computer at the end of the month, and God, it's going to solve a lot of things for me, and I can really lurch forward on the stuff I want to do. So keep your ears open for announcements. It's going to. I'm hoping I'm going to have a drink. I'm hoping it's going to really help with what I need to do for the channel. It's Spooks and Gremlins. Yeah, they're real. Spooks and Gremlins and carpet fairies. I used to have a friend who used to blame on carpet fairies on things like coins and other stuff being lost. Charles Karens, I'm just going to bed, so I have to volunteer tomorrow. Hope everyone's well. Thank you for dropping in, sweetie. I appreciate you. Once I get my laptop next month, there's no stopping me, so I expect a lot of crap coming soon. I love the channel that Rob's doing. Somebody put Rob's link in the chat, please. It's because of Kenny's lack of belief. I mean, I don't even like the word paranormal. if you take the word paranormal in its true sense, as in, I prefer the word unexplained. If you take the word paranormal in its true sense, and something that is beyond the norm and can't be explained by science. I've had a load of experiences, and I do believe in the possibilities of things that science. I believe in the possibility of things that science hasn't explained yet. And I think we should be able to discuss them. But I totally get. But even as a kid, I've wanted proof. I've wanted explanations. Hang on, I'm just going to go mute a minute so I can. I think I need to start having water next to me. Coke. I've always wanted explanations. I've always tried to. I'm still trying to debunk some of the stuff that's happened to me. But at the same time, if you've been following me for a while, you also know that I like mystery, and I think we should always have stuff that's unexplained because I think it's part of what keeps us. We need that magic, I think. But belief, my feeling is belief can get in the way. Even if you believe, and I believe to a certain extent, but even if you believe, you should still be wanting evidence. Thank you, Elaine. There's Rob's channel. And Raven. Oh, Elaine beat Raven. Woo! Hey, Elaine. I'm a grumpy Raven now. Damn it. Sub to watch Rob's crap. There you go. I'm hoping Rob's going up to the Ring of Prodgar when he's all up and running. Bye, Pomp. I'll believe when there's evidence. Yeah, that's the word. Even the problem with the word believe, isn't it? I think probably the word open. I'm open to the potential that certain things happen, but I always want explanations. Even as a kid, I've wanted explanations. I'm okay with somebody explaining it as being a bloody ghost or whatever, but don't. I've gone through this before, but somebody captures so-called evidence and it's a ghost. Well, how do you know it's a bloody ghost? Even if it's something beyond the norm, how do you know it's a ghost? How do you know it's a dead person? They're too hung up on one explanation, I think. Norfolk Hacker, it's all science we don't understand yet. That is very much one of my strong opinions, actually. And I will be talking about science in some of the upcoming videos. Because science, like everything else, has to work step by step. I think science will explain a lot of things in years to come. I just don't think it's ready to do it yet. But we rely on people who are researching it now, which is why I've done videos on this. Which is why all the fakers and all the crap that goes around the paranormal takes away from funding. Whether it's academic funding, whether it's you're relying on probably private funding a lot of the time, because I've worked in universities for a long time. There's no way university's going to touch it. If you've seen that scene in Ghostbusters where they get kicked out, that would be happening everywhere because funding wants results. So we need people like Kenny. We need institutions like the Centre for Inquiry, because they are paving the way for years down the line and probably explanations that won't happen in our lifetime. I know I'm a broken record, guys, I'm sorry, but probably won't happen in our lifetimes. It could be 10 years time, it could be 100 years time, it could be 500 years time. So just because science can't explain something doesn't mean eventually it won't be able to. Trap set, keep your fingers crossed that I saved this poor fox. He's desperate. Oh no, he's got 12 here. Oh, he had a fight with another fox. Like competition. Oh, do you know, next Crow Live when both Elaine and Raven are in, I'm just going to sit back and see who wins. Oh, Crow asks for a link. I always click the channels in chat. You get the links. See, I forget to do that. That's where I'm slow, because I'm an idiot. I know to do that. But I'll go, so will you get the link? And I'll bring up YouTube and I'll put it in the... And I think, oh God, what am I doing? Belief is just choosing to accept something as truth. It's best to be speculative and the real truth is confirmed. Yes. I probably the better word I think would probably be open. I'm open to possibilities, but I still want them researched and investigated properly, and I still want to see hard evidence, because you can be both. You can be open to it, but also want the hard facts. Elaine's got a cheat sheet. I've never had a cheat sheet. I disagree that it's all science we don't understand yet. There's a lot we do. It's often just not applied. Oh, really? So, I'm not saying science doesn't get anything. I probably sounded a bit harsh on science. I'm sorry. Often just not applied. Oh, I think with what people... Yeah. I think that... I mean, it's why I'm not an investigator. It's also why I'm not a debunker. I'm always having to ask how things work. Right, okay, I'm not even pretending on that one. But I agree to the extent that there is science that we know now that isn't applied when people go out. There's times when, I'll see things, sometimes for say if I'm talking to Crow, and we'll be looking at something and it'll be like, and I'll say things like, even I know that. Even I know how physics works, and it isn't applied. And to me, as somebody with a fairly non-scientific brain, I was always okay at physics, but that was it. But even then, only to a certain level. But sometimes I'm thinking, sometimes it's obvious stuff. It's like, it's called gravity, etc. So it's not applied enough, and it's certainly not applied enough to understanding how the equipment works. There's a lot of blind belief in... I mean, I don't like equipment. Everybody knows this. I don't like the spirit boxes or the apps. But, people who are sort of buying it, oh, yeah, if you buy this app, you can talk to ghosts. And people will be going, oh, okay. Not questioning it in the slightest. I agree, but having experiences myself leaves me believing, but yet makes me skeptical because of the lack of proof, if any. Well, you see, I mean, yeah, I've had my experiences, but I wouldn't be offended if somebody came along and said, well, Sarah, and really broke it down properly for me and said, Sarah, this is probably what's happening. It's just I can't explain them. And that's where you've got the breaking point sometimes is you've got people with experiences. It's why I'm doing the Believe in Me project. It's called Believe in Me because it's not about believing in the actual event because somebody said it. It's believing that the person who said it believes it's happened to them, if that makes sense. And the problem is, those of us who've had strange experiences, I didn't have a camera in my hand or a microphone, it's like I can't go back in time and reassess the situation. So, but I do agree with Kenny on the side that it needs to be not enough science is applied. when people are out in the field. And I do also think there's a lot of old techniques and old habits that people won't let go of. That's as long as I'm awake for the next Pro Live. Yeah, the last quickie was nearly 4 hours. I was awake for that one. I wasn't awake for all of the last one before. There's common sense not applied to lots of channels, but yeah, I mean, I think that's what it is with me. It's like you have those moments. I'm not going to name channels, but people go into an old. I've seen one go into an old building, and you could see bare floorboards, and you just think, yeah, energy travels along those floorboards. They're standing at one end of the room, the REM pod's at the other end of the room, or whatever they've got, dead bell or whatever, and it's like, what you think because it's on the same floor, it's going to get affected. Just simple things like that. Do you remember that documentary that Beardo and Parker were gonna do with the house and the ball fell down the stairs? And I'm looking at it thinking, as soon as I saw that clip, I'm looking at it thinking, if I put a ball on the edge of a step on my stairs, I would walk through the ball towards the kitchen and the bloody thing would fall down. Everything's connected. And actually somebody walked out behind the wall on the ground floor, what we call the ground floor, Americans call it the first, on the ground floor, when it just before it fell. And it's like, come on, apply logic at least. But people don't always look. Some do. I'm losing faith in humanity. Just a tickle. The only problem with an experience, it's only real to the one who observed it. Yes, exactly. You can share it and you can never be offered as proof. Anything could be a cause and that makes it questionable. Yeah, you could never prove them. Because there's no evidence other than the word, other than the vocal oral testimony of the person who's experienced it. And there's nothing you can do. I mean, one of the experiences I've had, I did start doing a video on it, and I actually drew a map of the building to sort of show that it couldn't have been anybody in that side of the building when it happened. And I've been doing that in my head for literally years, Could that person have got from one end of the building to the other? And even though I tried to debunk it for years, and I actually, when I was doing the map for the video, I was actually looking at it thinking, oh, maybe it could have been this. But there's no way you can have evidence from it. You hit 1K, awesome, Wayne. I'm honoured. Sean's in the chat. And then I'm not ending the live. You early, Sean. Maths is 90% common sense, the other half is intelligent. That's my kind of math. I don't trust anything unless I was there personally. It is difficult. It is difficult. But at the same time, I mean, the reason for the Believe in Me project, I don't like people being frightened of sharing their experiences. I believe in real crime. That's the other thing I watch. I mean, I don't get to see half as much as I used to. I'm a major real crime junkie. And actually, do you know something? There's certain things that I actually understand that would relate to paranormal experiences that I understand because of watching true crime. For example, I know how unreliable witness testimony can be, etc. So, you know, there's a lot of psychology in true crime that you can apply to the paranormal. Um, but yeah, I love my true crime. Um, I agree, Elaine. Simple common sense is often ignored to let sensationalism take centre stage. Um, and that's the problem, isn't it? I think anybody, whether they're true intentions or not, doing a YouTube channel, it is difficult to avoid the sensationalist side. It doesn't matter what field it is. Most research and investigation is boring. You know, nothing happens. You know, you don't instantly get results in anything. What I don't understand, personal opinion here, but what I don't understand is why, if I'd have been investigating for years and years, doing the same, what's that old quote about you doing the same thing time and time again and expecting different results? I'd be trying to mix up the way I was doing the investigation, even if it was something insane. Just thinking, oh, just try something different. Something different for a change. I'd also be more old school. I'd be writing everything down, everything, notebooks. I am, in fact, early. Yes, I said, yeah, I've only been live for an hour. Sean, what are you playing at? Personal experience, I would not debunk. It's their personal belief. Yes, that's what I'm trying to do with the Believe in Me project. Sort of saying, look, it's about relating a personal experience, because I think the way people view their own personal experiences, myself included, they're relevant, you know, and it doesn't matter how outlandish it is, you couldn't debunk it anyway 9 times out of 10. I know in some circumstances you can offer very plausible explanations, but you know, you can't, like I say, you can't go back in time and film it or be there at the same time. You just can't do it. I even doubt myself because I've worked out so many reasons for things in the past, but it's down to personal experience. Photos and videos can be too easily altered. Yeah. Once tomorrow's video's out, that's going to be the next video. It's the photography, and way too easily. I've actually been watching a lot of true crime recently. I wouldn't judge other people's experiences unless they ask me to be really honest with them. Yeah, I mean that's the way to do it, and that's the way I see Kenny do it. When somebody's related something to Kenny, is you can actually put forward plausible hypotheses saying, well, it could have been this, it could have been that, potentially it was the other. But you've got to be sensitive. I miss watching true crime as well, actually. Tell you what I did watch a couple of days ago. I didn't even know it was out, and it's been out for 5 years. I watched Des with what's his name? David Tennant. It's on the it might be Disney. I might have watched it on Disney. About Dennis Nielsen. It was actually really good, and I hate Dennis. Just as a person, apart from horrendous things he did. But it's David Tennant's really good, isn't it? Every legit hunter or investigator who goes looking wanted to bring proof one way or the other. I don't see that ever happening. No. But this is the other problem with all the faking going on. You know, somebody legit could capture something, and I've seen it happen actually. Not they've necessarily caught something 100% proof or anything. But you know, a team who captures nothing for months and months and months will have something minor happen, and people will accuse them of faking because they think, well, if something's happened, it must be fake. That's where the fakers influence. Sandra, hello, sweetness. How are you doing? Sean's early. Bristol will be live on Monday. Hang on, Monday, 9 o'clock Monday. Somebody put Bristol's link in the chat, please. As a British expat, I could only warn you watching TV without a license. Yeah, you have to have a license here. Even if it doesn't matter if you can have access, even if it's on your flaming phone or on your computer, it counts as needing a TV license. You don't have to have a physical television in the UK. It's ridiculous. One channel that nobody watches, or hardly anybody watches. I hardly ever watch the BBC. And that's who you're paying, so you can have access to 100, 200 more channels. One ghost said to the other ghost, it's like talking to a brick wall. There's a couple of personal ones I really don't want to debunk because it's brought me comfort. Yes, there's one of mine. There's one of mine. I would say the same thing. The brain is an information-hungry beast. When something happens, it wants answers. People often rush to an idea without double guessing it. That is the point of good investigating, to avoid just that. Yeah, I think if I did investigation videos, which I have no intention of doing, if I can get myself out and about again, if I can finally get a car, I will be going out to locations, but it'll be to show the locations and look at the history, etc. of them. But I would, if I did an investigation, I would do the longest investigations ever, because anything, I would, if I heard a sound, I'd be moving towards a sound and trying to debunk it. I won't believe in anything to chance. I think it's just the UK that does it. It's because it was put in place by the government about 100 years ago. It was initially for radios. You had to have a license to listen to the BBC on the radio. They were the only channel. And it's government monies, but we pay the license fee to fund it. I may be getting into debunking in the future, but with a twist. I'm still going to go investigate, but I need to learn more and make a plan first. See, that would be my take on it. I know some people like to go in cold, but I would be wanting to deep dive into everything. And I, if I did go to a location, say a building, etc., I would be spending a lot of time either doing the recce, what we call recce, reconnoitring, checking everything before going in, sort of getting the layout, finding out where everything is before anything even started. I know you'd do it properly, Sean. I know you'd all do it properly now. I watched Brightburn and it's brilliant. I love it. It was a really good movie. It was just that one scene. I did moan at Crow about that one scene, but he said I didn't know you had a thing about eyes. But the film in Chadwell was brilliant. There's Bristol's channel. If you go into their chat, behave yourselves. I have a wrench. Or a shield, or whatever the hell they are now. I preferred it when it was a wrench. It seemed far more brute force. I suppose the shield is more honourable. I know I nearly picked up the phone to ring the newspaper, Sarah. Don't like it when a channel says 100% proof, end up watching it and then left wondering where the proof is. Yeah, it works on both sides, doesn't it? It works on the investigation side, 100% proof, or it also works on the bunking side. It's like debunked, fake, something. You need to be 100% sure, even if it's 99.9. Even if I'm watching it and thinking, yeah, that's bollocks. You got to be careful. I never watched normal TV, so I never watched the BBC. I was still like, yeah, no, exactly. I think the last show I watched on the BBC was the SAS one, Rogue Heroes, which is really good. But Peaky Blinders, I suppose. Um, I'm not being funny, but we all pay for what we watch through the companies like Sky, Virgin Media. So why the hell do we pay again? Yeah, I mean, I pay for. Well, actually, I got the a Roku box for both TVs. But I mean, I'm paying for Disney. I'm paying for Netflix. I'm paying for Prime. I've got subscriptions on Prime, Discovery, and MGM and Paramount. I hardly touch the BBC, and still got to pay a license for it. Kenny is the blueprint on being an investigator. Yeah, if people want to try something different, ask Kenny. Get a technique from Kenny that at least you're using it. Um, uh, it's because it's one of those things that it's just been. Whenever the BBC started doing radio, that's when it started, and they've just kept hold of it. Um, uh, he's a debunker too, even though he says he's not. I'll die on that hill. There you go. By the time Steve stopped chatting, Seg was only allowed to investigate for an hour. That's yeah. Um, I don't know how he put up with it. To be honest, I know that he was there for. I mean, I know he was there for a reason. Good. It's a great movie. Bright. It's called Brightburn. It's on Amazon at the moment. It's very good. And actually, it was produced by James Gunn. Guardians of the Galaxy, etc. Um, Debunking is part of it. It should be. If the claim does not match the truth, then it's debunked. Simple. Debunking should always be part of investigating. But what I will say to that is you do get investigators that say, and they will do it, oh, well, we debunk as we go along. We don't need debunkers. Yeah, you do, because you need somebody to have it. You need a second pair of eyes on something. And there's a lot of good investigators that will get a second pair. They'll send it to somebody and say, oh, just have a look at this. Tell me what you think. I mean, Joe, when he's investigating, will often, if you remember, he does his editings on his members' lives. You see everything, and he will ask the chat, "Oh, just have a look at that. Just see if you can tell me what you've seen." Did admit to being a bunker of bullshit. If you watch live TV, you need a license. Yeah. You do. Actually, you do. Or if that's changed, if you don't, because when I moved into the last place I lived in New York, the flat, the day I moved in, those bastards knocked on my door. You haven't got a TV license. I've just moved in. I've got one in the other place. I haven't changed the address on it yet. Have you got a computer? Yes. You don't have to be watching the BBC. If you have access to the BBC, computer, phone, whatever it is, you need a license. They don't even do free licenses for the over 75s anymore. We must have to pay for it. £180, Jesus. Thing is, real paranormal channels would not make mainstream TV because nothing happens. That means they're doing it right. Exactly. I've got. Hold on. I think I'm just gonna. Sorry about that. Thing is, real paranormal channels would not. Yeah. And I've got another video coming out called Too Good for YouTube. It's about mainstream. And I trust mainstream channels less than I trust YouTube channels for the most part. You know, come on. Zach Bagans, 26 seasons. Um, uh, Careful, Friday. Can you screenshot it? um, no, it's £108 a year. Off to see the wizard. Catch you later, Petals. Thank you for being here, darling. Debunked doesn't necessarily mean it's been faked. It just means they discovered what. Yeah, that's another common misconception about debunkers, actually, that they always, you know, that's why I don't like the word fake being used anyway, is that you can debunk something, but sometimes it's that somebody just isn't doing the investigation properly and doesn't realise what they're doing. Other times they're outright faking. There is a difference. Hey, Mace, how you doing? When are you supposed to be busy? Going through oodles of footage. How you doing? Still the cat? I don't know. We just pay for hours. Actually, Mum just watched the movie, so. Oh, Black Belt. I haven't seen Black Belt by Mr. Freitas, actually. I was summoned. You were summoned. Did somebody say your name 3 times? Or did they just go, hurro, hurro, hurro? I have a friend who's blind and still needs hashtag. Yeah, I've got a friend who's blind and has got to pay for a TV license. Crow the chat. I'm very busy, but I'm stalling. I have work. Yes, I have heard. Better to have too much than not enough, though, right? Listen. Debunk, taking the falseness out of a claim. There you go. The Biddle. The Mason. Taking a title only describes what you intend to do. A hunter tends to hunt. An investigator intends to investigate. A debunker is intended to debunk, and that requires investigator. Yes, it does. 100%. I'm also getting a little bit. I did do this a few lives ago. You know, the labels. You know, it's like getting a little bit. What's the word? Elitist a little bit. It's like, you know, you can be different things. At the end of the day, you can have different specialisms, absolutely. But we all need to be debunking in one way or another. Hello, Mr. Biddle, sir. James was so polite. How was the show, Kenny? I missed most of it, fortunately, because I just caught the beginning. Yeah, I've got to continue rewatching Kenny's live because I fell asleep not long after, well, about an hour after Joe's. I was modding for Raven and then crashed. I forgot actually that we're only 4 hours behind, and I know when Joe said, "Okay, I'm going to end it here because Kenny's going live," and I thought he's not going live for another hour because usually here it's 1 a.m. But our clocks haven't gone forward yet, so we're only 4 hours behind. 4 hours ahead of East Coast. So Kenny had gone live at midnight. Cambridge Dictionary. Debunker means to show that something is less important, less good, or less true than it has been made to appear. Just saying. It's good. I will team rewatch it. I've got some artwork to do, so it'll be on when I'm doing that. Why are we talking about dogs' butts? Still giving air from Chernobyl. Did you watch Mr. Gray's video? I think like somebody talking about the experimental. Liked it. Somebody. No, I didn't. When was that out, Mason? I am way behind in my watching. Because it's been a hellish week. Portugal, the experimental shield. Nothing wrong with being experimental. I'm all for that, so long as you're responsible about it. You know, you state it clearly. I mean, APRF do that. They do a lot of things differently to people and experiment. They don't say this is the right way. It's just that this is the way that they're doing it, and they're doing it to do something different. They're not like APRF. If you haven't subbed them, I think most people in my chat have. Go and look at what they're doing. They're doing an airfield next. I can't wait for that one. Shield, just a minute, you're behind. Go, you're crying. It's because everybody's saying hello. I've managed to crow the chat. That's basically the same. Taking falseness out and showing something to be less than it was, same result, yeah. APRF are awesome. My dog is built to show you. There's APRF's channel. Please show Wes and Lisa some love. Oh yeah, they're a real experimental test with ghosts. No. Oh no. I'm sorry, any app for me, or Spirit Box, or you know. For me, no. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to that one. It's just nice to see different locations apart from anything else. I've only ever seen one in an airfield, I think, and that was one here. Can't remember who it was though. I've got a horrible feeling it might be really Most Haunted. But that's an awesome location to do. Phone apps are bollocks, absolute bollocks. Ghost tube's not experimental, it's bollocks. So that's not a technical term, but whatever the technical term for bollocks is. What do you think the worst piece of investigations is the equipment investigators use? Could be anything, couldn't it? I could give you a list. Dowsing rods, cat balls, apps, SLS, apps are for entertainment. Yeah, they're Spirit boxes come on, I turn. Oh god, I can't stand it either. Now, people might can actually maybe help me with this because I have hearing problems, and my hearing problems are at their worst when there's background noise. So my argument going in with a Spirit box would be I wouldn't hear anything other than the Spirit box. That would be all that my ears would tune into. And that's allowing, to me, that's just allowing the equipment to do it for you. Like bloody Steve's House of the Dead. You know, the demons could have been screaming in that place, you know? And he had apps on, he had REM pods on, he had, I think one of the apps on he had was Necrophonic. That's awful. Spirit boxes, he had all of this cacophony of noise, you know? Probably had bloody ghosts going, hello, we're here, oh, don't bother, they can't hear us. Mobile apps, I'll put money on the phone apps are crap and don't do anything. All they do is drive the narrative forward. They're used to drive the narrative forward. And that's why they're used. I have a video idea I'll probably never do where I make a ball pit of cat balls, fill a swimming pool with. John, hey, how you doing, sweetie? The worst tool you can use is one that cannot show the anomaly in the data. Yeah, I mean it's another reason to go and watch APRF, because that's what Wes does. He sets up equipment that will show if there's at least show if there's anomalies. Also, he doesn't say that says what it is. He just looks for the anomalies in the data to link everything together. Mixing faith, the supernatural, and sketchy tech. Add in the fact that serious money can be made, and it's no wonder we get so many crazy people. This is the problem. And this is not a new problem. This happened in the Victorian era. This is why you had the equivalent of bunkers back then. Because there was money in the paranormal. There was money in fake psychics. Well, psychics, yeah. And it's like, oh, somebody told me who it was who did it. Was it pagans? Somebody's taken cat balls and made them into an actual paranormal piece of equipment. And it's like, come on, we could all make a fortune. We have about 4 or 5 charity shops in this thrift shops if you as charity shops in this town. I could go pick up the crappiest, roughest dolls they have for pennies, for absolute pennies, and I could put them on eBay, right? So what people do, put them on eBay, 200 quid, haunted doll. You know? You could repackage, Crows covered this, you could repackage transistor radio, somebody's repackaged cat balls, repackage a bloody reception bell, call it a dead bell. Pennies to repurpose it, and like a huge there's huge money to be made. And let's talk about haunted locations on that one, and I'm not talking about everyone before somebody comes into the chat and has a go at me, but they are now, and I covered this months ago when I covered the Poltergeist house. It's easy money, Oh, my house is haunted. Look at Steve's house is dead. Come on. According to him, that place is worth about nearly $1 million, and it's little more than a shed. It's run down. James isn't a breakfast meal. I want a cat ball literally for my cat. It's hilarious as it loses its marbles chasing it around the house. If I didn't want to hear what Seg was saying, I would have turned off after 5 minutes. Yeah, I mean, because Seg was wondering whether there was too much of that, but I'd sort of said, well, the thing is, not everybody knows Steve's House of the Dead, because it's been a while since he's been covered by anybody. So I actually thought that piece needed to be in there. Because the bit that was the biggest problem, I think, was in the kitchen, when everything, at least when they went upstairs or down in the basement, it was quieter, but it was horrendous. I couldn't have coped in there. I couldn't have coped with him. But it was worth it for that video. Witcher 3. It was Cody, that was it. I think you told me that before, actually. I couldn't remember who it was. Cody. Yeah. Oh, well, let's be real. And I'll buy it just to prove it isn't. There you go. Hey, Sarah, Ouija boards are learning tools. Get them back into the classroom. Hey, Mike. Oh. Cody did repackage cat balls. Who was it that used 1,000 rod? Was that Biff? So I think when Jeff did the video, Biff used 1,000 rod. Bad enough using 2, but 1. I would think it's insulting to use cat balls. Imagine just chilling in a graveyard and somebody comes up with a dog toy and tells you to stop playing with it so they can get a video monetized. There you go. Sarah and Elaine could design a really authentic dollar complete with a fake history. What we need is design a haunted doll. Put voice activation in the back so they don't know it's there until they buy it, and then just have Crow say "sucker." Yeah, that's the thing. You can buy cat balls, and the Crow's covered this. I don't want to tread on Crow's toes. Crow has covered this, but you can buy cat balls $1.99 for a pack of 3. They're charging a fortune. You can buy it Bell for less than $10. Put a bit of plywood around it, and charge £200. The profit margins in it are horrendous. DR60s, broken radio. Come on. Let's see. DR60. I've just opened eBay. £1,239. That's from Japan, but they'll deliver it for free. It's nice of them. I've lost YouTube. Hang on. Oh, where's StreamYard? There we go. Yeah. £1,239. The sake video made my head hurt. The noise was complete overload. Yeah, it was. I hope Ghosts are real and free to roam because I will choose to haunt fakers off camera only. Yeah, that's what I'd do. That's exactly what I'd do, Mason. Scare the hell out of them, but never when the camera's pointing that way. Wait till the camera's turned off. If I tell you that I'm a northerner, me too. That video was so good. It was. Hey, Cags, video, how you doing? It was good. When I first heard what had happened, before I saw the video, I was like, "Oh my god, this is the most bizarre thing I've heard in all the time living in community. Awesome." I'm going to haunt the debunkers. Haunt Kenny. Are you going to ban this stuff? What? I'm actually easily scared. I'm not, actually. I'm any experiences I've had, it's something I want to talk to Kaganals about and eventually do the podcast. I've already asked them. I'm not, when I've had experiences, at the time, I'm too trying to process. I will go straight into trying to process what's happened. Creeped out after the event, yeah, but not at the time. Do cats have balls? Depends whether you're new to them or not. I've actually made a doll based on the Resident Evil one, but dressed in black. Tell you what doll I want, Elaine. If I can't find a way of doing it myself, I may commission you at some point. I want a Nadja doll. I can't find one. What we do in the shadows does not have enough merchandise. And I really want a Nadja doll. Yeah, it's Hasbro, isn't it? It's a toy. Throws Cag overboard. Who needs a plank? I think the biggest farce is the REM pod, but that's just me. The REM pod just picks up on everything. I don't know why people use REM pods at all, to be honest. I don't know why people use anything. DR60 sounds like a cassette player. You did say hello, so I threw you overboard. The Walkman DR60. Um, that's the sad part. A tape recorder has better quality and more reliable. If I was to use any type of recording device, sort of more free to be, it would just be a regular one. Nothing that anything else can get in on. No radio stations. Nothing. But I don't know. I'm not an investigator. I probably never will. So. Troll fishing. Yeah, Kagi, Mr. Kenny and Justin getting dramatic in the chat. Calling each other names. I've had drama today. Yes, it was. I was impressed because Seg had a very consistent number and he had nearly 600 in. And I was watching around the time because I'd already seen the video, so I was watching when they went into Steve's House of the Dead, and I thought, "Oh, people are going to start dropping off because of this," and they didn't. You know, they didn't. Yeah, I just want to. I've gone towards stuff if something's happened to find out what's going on. So you can't have an experience. You should know that we're all delusional. I'd say I've never been frightened at the time, but always a couple of ones have creeped me out afterwards. The part where Steve showed Sega video proof only to show him Twin Paranormal. Must be real. God, can you imagine? Oh my God, can you imagine Twin Paranormal in Steve's House of the Dead? So all the noise in the house, plus all the noise of Twin Paranormal. That's what hell sounds like, guys. That's what hell sounds like. Dowsing rods are oh no. All the noise gadgets give off, you can't hear. Yeah, exactly. For me personally, and it's also partly because I have hearing problems, but also I had shite at this because my hearing problems place sounds in opposite directions to where they're coming from because I've got high frequency hearing loss, but I would need it to be as quiet as possible for me to listen with my own ears. Sorry, my REM pod never goes off. None of our guys have yeah, exactly. You know? And yet you see these videos. I mean, that's because you use the equipment properly, Kay. But, you know, so I've seen it blatantly on some of the fakers' videos. You know, they'll place a REM pod or hang on, an EMF meter, and you think you put it next to a light switch or a lamp, or you know, it's clearly wiring through that bit because it's next to a plug socket. Of course, it's going to go off. I just turned the sound off for sex. I just turned it down for that bit. Justin's fault. Just to remind everybody. Memo from Kenny. Justin's fault. No problem, Betty. You lurk away, darling. Justin's watching the rugby now. I'm such a lightweight. Oh, don't worry, Pinky, sweetie. You've missed me ranting. That's probably a good thing. Kag, you need to blip your two-way more often. I use equipment and I'm delusional. But that's the problem with people who use equipment to fake, is people automatically see the equipment and assume fake. Doesn't do anybody any favours, especially the ghost investigators, the paranormal investigators that are going out to legitimately try and find evidence. You can't win, sweetie. Sorry. So I mean, the flip side of that to me is if so, you know, like going in with that sort of equipment and nothing's happening. To me, that's sort of, you know, That's when people should be saying, well, hang on, these things weren't going off for Adelaide. You know, how are twin paranormal going out and they're going off all the time? Doesn't people just think, don't put two and two together? I like the way you and Alison educate your visitors. That's good. Exactly. You know, showing that the equipment doesn't go off every 2 seconds is a good thing. It's good. Just give me a sec, guys. I'm back. Oh, you got a British Bulldog, no wonder. Get Febreze. There you go. I've got to have water next time I'm live. Just let me check. I've lost StreamYard. There we go. Actually, I didn't look at the poll. Hold on. 70-30. Definitely yes. I thought it'd be a bit higher than that actually, but yeah, all good. All good. I'll just finish the poll at the end of the live. How long have I been going? Oh, 1 hour 43. What time is it? I'll take it up to 2 hours, guys. I'll probably try and do an art stream tomorrow. I've got a new piece I need to start. But it will depend on how because I really want that video out tomorrow so I can get cracking on the photography one. So that might depend on that. Depends how much I get done tonight. Just do me a favour when I do release this video, whether it's tomorrow or Monday. I'm hoping it's tomorrow. I want to premiere it if I can. You know, listen to it. Don't just jump to conclusions. Back to thumbnail. Love the new animation, Sarah. The UFO you wrote really well. It did actually. Actually, if you're not on Facebook, I'll show you the finished image of the last art stream. Let's see if I can pull up one of the animations. Hang on. That is. Hang on, is that coming up? That was the finished image. So that's for chapter 3. Because there'll be a few episodes of Chariots. And let's see if I can find an animation. I did a few animations, but yeah, all three of the art pieces so far for that I'm pleased with. Actually, I'm enjoying doing them. There will be some more, but I'm taking a break and doing something different. I've also got to get stuff on. I've got to get stuff on the art channel before people keep before people start jumping. Hang on. Crow the Chat. Where was that? Oh, the Educate Visitors podcast from the Bulldog. Oh, the new animation. Yeah, are you going live today? Raven was live last night. I don't know if she's going live again. Oh, no, yeah. So, yeah, decided to go live at midnight. 1 a.m. for Raven. Oh, I don't know. Yeah, 1 a.m. for Raven. Thank you, Little Miss Mayhem. Yeah, I'm pleased with them. Grok's animating those beautifully. For series like that, not when I'm doing the type of video I'm doing tomorrow, but for series like that, I do want more and more of my artwork in. I mean, normally my introduction is my own artwork. It's just that I did my other introduction today because I was in a mood. Sorry I'm late, folks. Mum is having a fib problem today. I probably won't be on. Oh, sweetie, got to get a show and may need to take it to the ER, waiting to see if the med fix. Oh, I hope she's okay, Sage. Right. Lots of love. What was that all about, Raven? That's just Raven. Just bye, Betty. Thank you for being here. I'm only going to be on for about 10 more minutes. I'll take it up to a 2-hour mark. Yeah. Some hearts for Sage Rat. No one. We'll keep it down. James going to sleep, is he? Don't want to wake James up. I need to jump myself. I have to take pills, so I have to eat. Everyone have a great one. Thank you for being here, Friday. Thank you for your input. Really appreciate that. Thank you. It's nice to be able to have a paranormal discussion occasionally on a live stream, even if it is because I'm annoyed. Hey, Patricia, how are you doing, sweetie? Bye, Charms. Bye, Charms. Hang on. Where is he? There he is.
Who ate all the jam? Who ate all the jam? Beardo did. Beardo did. Beardo ate the jam. Blame Beardo. Blame Beardo. Blame Beardo. 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 Beardo.
Beardo. Jam. Crow still insists, he says Jam. The only person I've ever heard say Jam is Crow. Blame Beardo, there you go. That image is harrowing at least. Sorry, James. Sorry. Awfully sorry about that. Didn't mean to disturb. What can I say? Couldn't resist it. Actually, I haven't planked anybody today. Who wants a planking? I don't feel as though I've done a complete live without a planking. I really want waffles. Allison's working on our latest podcast about using Ghostbox SS. We've had 3 really interesting sessions about it in the years as well. Yeah, and that's kind of, you're not going to get things coming out of them all the time. Hey Sarah, sorry not being in, but been lurking. Love to you and everyone. Yeah, we've been giving you a shout out, Lisa, you and Wes. Can I have a drop there? You can have a drop. I must get that merch done. Actually, I wonder if I can get Sheila to plushie one. Where's my drop there? Oh, there it is. And thank you, Lisa. Thank you so much. Jam and cream on waffles. Ooh, nom 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 nom. I want jam. I had actually for breakfast I had crumpets with peanut butter and jam on. Blackberry jam. I want a real plushie. Yeah, I'll see if um actually got a plushie design for this merch, so I might see if she can plushie. Sorry, a drop bear design for the merch. I'll see if she can do. Like me some blackberry jam. Yeah, I like it. I like strawberry jam with peanut butter as well, but I like blackberry jam because it's a bit of a stronger taste. I had a nightmare. Oh no, zombie! Um, did someone say? Yeah, me. I had crumpets for breakfast. I am having my tasty and maybe not so tasty snackies from across the pond finally today. Awesome. Heroli, I'm sleeping. Yes, you've got to be quiet, Lisa. James is sleeping. Do jam go on crumpets? Yeah, I put peanut butter and jam on my crumpets. Which crumpets were made in Finland? Oh no. I ate my own finger. You're not supposed to do that, James. It's not the done thing, darling. Fingers are not for eating. I don't like anything on my crumpets, just lots of butter. Oh no, I need something a bit sweet. Sometimes I put honey on them. James, bunch of different Tim Tams. Oh hell yeah. Maltesers. English mustard, good luck with that. Marmite, yum, and Vegemite, yum. Peanut butter, yuck. Peanut butter's awesome. Get a bucket ready. Yes, for bloody English mustard. Ugh. English mustard should be banned. Just let it pack for me. No, I like it. I like a touch of sweetness, which is why normally I put honey on, but I also have butter and honey on my crumpets. There you go. Save the Tim Tams for last. Yeah, don't run out of Tim Tams. You'll never forgive yourself. I had a hot dog with 2 different mayos on it, and I live on peanut butter. It always tastes the same. I love peanut butter. What was the verdict, Elaine? But no. That's the plan. Save the best for last. Tim Tams are the best there. Defo. Chocolate spread and banana sandwich. Oh, this is awesome. Butter and Vegemite or butter and jam on my crumpets. Jam. I've just said jam. Bollocks. Lone Crow. You guys keep an eye on Discord later. I'll post a video. Ooh. Elaine's not going to tell me, is she? It's being a tease. I had normal mayo on one end and Monster Munch mayo on the other, and I thought they would taste. Sorry for the trouble. Which did you try first? Did you try the normal first, or had you already tasted the Monster Munch mayo because you still had the flavour in that? I had a hot dog with bacon, cheese, and mayo on Friday night. Yeah, that's fine if you got other stuff on it. Just a bowl of Rice Krispies. I love Rice Krispies, but I don't have them that often because I put a ton of sugar on them. Normal. Oh, okay, that's fine. So I want to try that Monster Munch mayo. No, it's not official. It's not official at all. It's disgusting. Regular mayo on a hot dog is. It's not even disgusting. It's just bleh. Caroline has it wrong. Eat the good stuff first, then the horrible Marmite and Vegemite last because you won't eat for the rest of the day. Marmite's awesome. Elaine, please seek help. Wish I could get Monster Munch mayo. I must have a look actually to see if they do it here. I might have to order it online. I'm still doing 50 push-ups per day, so I'm healthier than I was. On Tuesday, I had to walk to the doctor's and back. It was a mile each way, and oh my god, it crippled me. I'm still stiff. Not so much mayo is so good. I wonder if, because I'm going to be putting the food order in this weekend. I'm just going to have a little look, see if our Morrisons do it. Or if I've got to order it online. Probably have to order it online. Let's see. I can pretty much guarantee they don't. I also love Stranger Things. Only criticism was the disc that had the Russian episodes had subtitles on the whole episodes, not just the Russian arts. I have to turn the subtitle off. I was not a major fan of the last season. I thought it was Blair, a bit like mayo on a hot dog. Blair. And I don't think it helps that that the fourth season was spectacular. They should have found a way of ending it before. I didn't like it going out of Hawkins, really. I thought it was just having a look at Mayo, sorry. Is it Hellman's that do it? Roasted garlic mayo. Oh, might try that. I'm not seeing truffle mayo. What? Garlic mayo. Lemon and black pepper mayo. No, I can't see any. No. I'll have to order it from Amazon or something. Also, sometimes if I look at the online shop, it doesn't always have everything that's in the shop in. I got Monster Munch mayo from a shop in town that specialises in British food. I think it was a special for Halloween. Got mine from Amazon. I'll have a look, see if Amazon's still doing it. I'm making pigs in a blanket mini weenies. Yeah. Oh no, we know what pigs in a blanket for us. What you're talking about is sausage roll. Actually, we call that sausage rolls. But we don't use mini ones. Pigs in a blanket for us is a mini weenie wrapped in bacon. That's a pig in a blanket for us. Don't get the brown sauce. Oh, can you, Deb? That'd be awesome. They're not doing it here. I mean, if I had a car and I could go to the other supermarkets, but they don't deliver. I wish we had I miss Iceland. Pigs in blanket is pigs wrapped in a pig. Yeah. Oh, I like wine gums. Refreshers. Oh, I've run out of Parma violets. Must get some of those ordered as well. No. Steak pie yum. Brown sauce evil. Brown sauce is disgusting. Belongs in the trash can with salad cream. That's going to upset people. Shall I plank myself, guys? Oh no, brown sauce is gross. Yeah, it is. Ugh. Oh god, hi everyone, I'm so ubiquitous. Keep on to check the fox trap. Oh, still no joy. Um, I'll have a look on Amazon actually, see if it's no HP. No. Pigs in the Blanket is a bit different from here. Would have been shocked if I ordered it here and was surprised if I ordered those. Yeah, pig sausages in puff pastry here is sausage roll. Um, and pigs in blankets are wieners wrapped in bacon. Brown sauce is not the best. I'll have a look on Amazon. I'm not mentioning salad cream. You can flag me for my tardiness, Sarah. Okay, because I've only done a drop there, so here's the plank before we finish. There you go. This brown sauce sucks. It does suck. Caroline is absolutely correct. Sausage roll makes better sense to me. English terms making sense for once. We invented it. Who invented English? The English language. The English! It was in the title. I should have tried hard. Oh no, I'd rather have mayo on a hot dog. Can be. I know I looked up Tim Tams on Amazon and they were stupid money. But I do get my Parma violets for a good price. Greg's sausage rolls. There you go. Although I'm not a big fan of sausage rolls actually. If I go to Greg's, I tend to get pasty, cheese and onion, or if it's morning, I get the breakfast pasty, the beans and sausage roll. Spans you can't eat at Fox, let them go. No. Hate salad cream. I actually have mayo all the time. I have it with nearly everything. I just don't like it. It's just bland on a hot dog. Corn dogs. I don't think I've ever had a corn dog. You don't understand the hate of salad cream. No answer to that. It's too sharp. The same thing with the HP sauce. Actually, it's too sharp. You can't taste what you're bloody putting it on. Sausage rolls are to die for. Oh, the hate for. I know. You two are just. What's wrong with it? What's wrong with mayo? What's wrong with? I'm sorry, mayo. What's wrong with salad cream? What's wrong with the HP sauce? I will make it a point to try Greg's. Should I make my way across the pond? You will easily find a Greg's. Wherever you go in the British Isles, you will find, well, I don't know about Ireland, but certainly for the rest of it, you will find a Greg's. We've got one here. A lot of towns will have more than one. I actually like their baguettes, their sandwiches, and I'm not a sandwich person. I can't be bothered with Subway half the time, but they do some nice baguettes. Yeah. That didn't click. My favourite was breakfast pasty from Greg's, bean sausage and egg. They're yummy, but they only make them in the morning. Bought the Greg's frozen sausage rolls from Tesco's. What? I have a Greg's down the road. Even we've got a Greg's. Greg's is overrated. Go to a local bakery for better stuff, less processed. We do have local bakeries, but I mean, I don't go into Greg's very often. But I used to. If I'm passing, I fancy a sandwich. They do good sandwiches. Mexican sandwiches, great. Oh hell yeah. I can only get Greg's when I go to the mainland. Mexican sandwich, isn't that just a taco? Tesco sell box Greggs sausage rolls. You know what they like though, because I mean I'm not a big fan of sausage rolls, but I think I'd rather get them freshly made from Greggs than. I've been trying American recipes lately. Sometimes the ingredients are a wee bit hard to find here. We can usually get that for. Sometimes the herbs and stuff. I like the wild Mexican oregano, and you kind of have to get that from Covent Garden. It does make a difference. I use oregano in nearly everything. Don't like Greggs sausage rolls. It's slime. Go to a chemical plank, Pinky. Right, guys, I am going to cut this. I've gone past the 2 hours. I need a power nap before I go to the shops. So, thank you for being here. Thank you for listening to me rant. And if I've got time tomorrow, I do want to do an art stream, but if not, I'll fit one in on Monday. I need to get this video finished. But I do if I'm in the mood, I'll do an art stream. Might be the middle of the night or something. So thank you for being here, and I will catch you later. Toodles.
Don't need coffee.
I need coffee. I need coffee.
You don't need coffee.
I need coffee.